She bragged, "I've been faking it for 3 years." To her friends on speaker. I said, "Same." When she found out I'd been faking being middle class while actually worth 8 figures, we both learned something about honesty that day. I, 29 male, guess I should have seen this coming. 3 years of keeping my mouth shut about the money, 3 years of thrift store dates and splitting checks at Applebee's. All blown up because Veronica couldn't resist bragging to her friends about. Well, let me back up. Last Tuesday I came home early from work. Nothing dramatic, just wrapped up a project ahead of schedule and decided to surprise Veronica, 27, with takeout from that Thai place she loves. Key in the door, shoes off, heading to the kitchen when I hear her voice from the living room. "Girl, I'm telling you, 3 years." She's practically cackling. 3 whole years and he has no idea. Like every single time. Her friend Destiny's voice through the speaker. "Stop, you're terrible. I'm serious. Remember when I told y'all about that weekend trip for our anniversary?" Dead silent the whole time. I had to bite my lip to keep from laughing. My stomach dropped. Anniversary trip? We'd had an amazing time. At least I thought we had. Another voice sounded like her friend Jasmine. "But why though? Why not just tell him?" "Because he tries so hard," Veronica said, and I could hear the smirk in her voice. "It's actually kinda sweet how much effort he puts in. Plus, if I told him the truth, he'd probably get all insecure and weird about it." 3 years though, Destiny again. That's commitment to the bit. "Oscar-worthy," Veronica laughed. "Sometimes I practice my reactions in the mirror. You know, the breathing, the sounds, the whole show." I stood there, Thai food getting cold in my hands, processing what I was hearing. 3 years. Our entire relationship. That's when something petty took over. I walked into the living room, smiled at Veronica, whose face went white when she saw me, set down the food and said the 2 words that would change everything. "Same here." The silence was deafening. You could hear the confusion through the phone speaker. "Babe?" Veronica's voice was tiny. "How long have you been?" "Oh, just got here," I said, unpacking pad thai like nothing happened. "But yeah, same. I've been faking it too. 3 years is a long time to pretend, right?" "Faking? What?" Jasmine's voice through the phone, sharp with curiosity. I looked Veronica dead in the eyes. "Being broke." Then I walked to the bedroom and shut the door, leaving her to explain that one to her friends. Update 1. Hoo boy, did that escalate quickly. So after I dropped that bomb and walked away, I could hear Veronica trying to explain to her friends. Lots of, "I don't know what he means," and "he's probably joking." She hung up pretty quick after that. She knocked on the bedroom door about 10 minutes later. I'd already started packing a bag, figured I'd stay at my actual condo for a few days while she processed everything. Yeah, I own a condo. Downtown. Bought it cash 4 years ago but never told her about it. "Connor, what the hell was that about?" She looked genuinely confused. "What do you mean you've been faking being broke?" I kept packing. "Not broke, middle class. There's a difference." "I don't understand." "My portfolio's worth about 12 million, I said, matter of fact. Mostly index funds, some real estate, a few angel investments that paid off. I live like I make 60K because that's what I pay myself from the dividends." Her jaw literally dropped. Like, I've never seen someone's mouth actually fall open in real life before. "You're lying." I pulled up my Vanguard account on my phone, just the main one, didn't even show her the properties or the business accounts. Her eyes went wide at all those digits. But you drive a 2015 Honda. Great gas mileage. Super reliable. We shop at Target. I like Target. You made us split the check at IHOP last week. You ordered the steak and eggs. That's like $22. She sat down hard on the bed. Why would you hide this? Why would you fake orgasms for 3 years? I shot back. The silence stretched between us like taffy. That's different, she finally said. Is it though? Yes. I was trying to protect your feelings, and I was trying to protect myself from gold diggers. Guess we both failed, huh? She stood up and her whole demeanor shifted. So what, you were testing me for 3 years? Were you testing my sexual prowess for 3 years? Gathering data? Running experiments? This is insane. You're actually insane. She pulled out her phone. I need to call my mom. Cool, I'm gonna head to my place. The one you didn't know existed. Take your time processing. As I headed for the door, she called after me. Wait, you own a place? Where? Downtown. Downtown? The high-rise with the rooftop pool. The Meridian? I shrugged. I liked the gym. The last thing I heard before I left was her screaming into her phone, "Mom, you're not gonna believe this." Update 2. So remember how I said it escalated quickly? That was adorable past me, thinking that was escalation. Let me tell you what happened next. First, the text started. Not from Veronica, she went radio silent. But her mom? Her sister? Her cousin Teresa, who I met once at a barbecue? My phone was blowing up. Her mom, Linda. "Connor, sweetie, I think there's been a misunderstanding. Let's talk about this like adults." Her sister Brianna. "Yo, is it true or loaded?" V is freaking out. "Remember me from the barbecue? Hey, so weird question, but are you looking to invest in any small businesses? I have this amazing idea for a mobile dog grooming service." I ignored them all. Day 3. Veronica shows up at my office. Yeah, she figured out where my actual office is. I told her I worked in consulting, which was technically true. I consult for the 3 companies I partially own. The receptionist called up. "Mr. Fitzgerald, there's a Miss Rodriguez here to see you. She says it's urgent." I came down to meet her in the lobby. She looked rough. Hair in a messy bun, yoga pants, oversized hoodie. The security guard was already side-eyeing her. "Connor, we need to talk." "Okay." "Not here, privately." "This is pretty private." She glanced around at the marble floors, the abstract art, the people in suits walking by. "You have an office here?" "I have an office here. Not the whole thing. Can we please just— Conference room B is free." The receptionist offered helpfully. I nodded thanks. Once we were alone, Veronica unloaded. "I can't believe you lied to me for 3 years. Do you know how humiliating this is? My friends think I'm an idiot. My mom is asking why I didn't know my own boyfriend was rich. Jasmine said I must be bad in bed if you never even told me about the money." "But you are bad in bed," I pointed out. "By your own admission, you've been faking it the whole time." "That's not the point." "Then what is the point, Vi?" She took a deep breath. "The point is we've been together 3 years. We've talked about marriage, kids, a future. And you've been lying to me the entire time. Physician, heal thyself. Stop being so calm about this. Don't you care that our whole relationship is built on lies?" "I mean, yeah, that's why I left." She stared at me, then something shifted in her expression. "Wait, left? Like left? What other kind of left is there? I thought you just needed space, a few days to cool off." "Veronica, you've been performing a one-woman show in our bedroom for 3 years. I've been pretending to be middle class. We're both liars. The only difference is I had a better reason. You think being rich is a problem? When you've had 3 different women try to baby trap you before age 25? Yeah, kinda." She blinked. "That happened? Why do you think I got a vasectomy?" "You got a what?" "We've been together 3 years and you didn't know that either? Wow, maybe we're both terrible at this relationship thing." That's when she started crying. Not cute tears, the ugly kind with snot. "I don't understand anything anymore," she sobbed. "I thought I knew you. I thought we were building something real. While faking orgasms? I thought I was being nice." The security guard knocked on the glass. I gave him a thumbs up. "Look," I said, pulling out tissues from the conference room supply. "We both screwed up. We both lied. Maybe we just call it even and move on?" She blew her nose. "Move on? Connor, I've been with you for 3 years. I'm 27. Do you know what the dating market is like out there? Probably better for you than me. You're pretty and you can apparently act." "This isn't funny." "It's a little funny." She stood up abruptly. "You know what? Fine. You want to throw away 3 years because I tried to make you feel good about yourself? Because I was considerate? That's definitely one way to frame it. I'm done. I'm so done. You'll be hearing from my lawyer." I laughed. I actually laughed. "Your lawyer? For what? We're not married. You don't live with me. Well, not at my real place. The apartment you've been staying at is a rental under my LLC." Her face went through about 6 different emotions. "The apartment is a rental? Did you think I owned that place? In this economy? But, monthly lease. Already gave notice. You've got till the end of the month to move out. You can't just evict me." "I'm not evicting you. I'm choosing not to renew the lease on a property you don't pay rent for. There's a difference." She grabbed her purse and stormed toward the door, then spun back. "You know what the worst part is? I actually loved you. Like actually loved you, despite the mediocre everything. And I actually loved you, despite the Oscar-worthy performances. She flipped me off and left. The security guard poked at Gerald. Yeah, Carl, I'm good. Narrator. I was not, in fact, good. Update 3. Buckle up because this is where it gets wild. So I genuinely thought we were done. She moves out, we go our separate ways, maybe run into each other at Whole Foods in a few years and do that awkward hey how've you been thing. Simple, clean, mature. Nope. It started with the group text. Unknown number adds me to a group chat at 11 p.m. on a Friday. The participants, Veronica, her mom Linda, her sister Brianna, and someone saved as Tia Rosa. Linda, Connor, we need to have a family discussion about this situation. Me, there's no situation, also we're not family. Don't be a dick. Mijo, Veronica tells us you've been hiding millions of dollars. In a relationship, there shouldn't be secrets. Like faking orgasms? Can you stop bringing that up? That's different and you know it. Women sometimes have to do things to preserve men's egos. My ego's fine, my trust, not so much. Bro, are Ollie gonna throw away 3 years BC of this? She gave you the best years of her life. She's 27. Connor, be reasonable. Veronica made a small mistake. You've been lying about your entire identity. I drive a Honda and shop at Target. That is my identity. I just also have money. You own a building downtown. I own a condo in a building. There's a difference. Stop being pedantic. Stop spelling dick with a k. That's when Linda dropped the bomb. Linda, we think it's only fair that you compensate Veronica for the emotional distress you've caused. She put 3 years into this relationship under false pretenses. Me? We're thinking $50,000 would be appropriate. I actually laughed out loud. Then I screenshotted the entire conversation and left the group. 20 minutes later, Veronica's calling me. That wasn't my idea, she says immediately. Sure. I'm serious. My mom just started talking about emotional damages, and Veronica, what do you want? Long pause. I want to understand why you felt like you had to lie to me. You first. Why 3 years of faking it? She sighs. It started the first time you were so nervous and sweet and trying so hard, and it just wasn't happening for me. So I made some noise to make you feel good. Then it became a habit. Then it was too late to tell the truth. That's actually really sad. Yeah, well, why hide the money? My college girlfriend found out about my trust fund junior year. Suddenly she wanted to move in together, get engaged, start planning our life. When I said I wanted to wait, she accused me of not being serious about her. When I found out she'd been telling people we were basically married and she was getting half my inheritance, I ended it. She tried to sue me for breach of promise. What? Yeah, it didn't go anywhere. But it was expensive and exhausting. After that, I decided to see if anyone would date regular Connor, middle-class Connor, Honda driving, Target shopping Connor. And I did. You did, while faking orgasms. Can we please move past that? Can your mom please stop asking for $50K? Another long pause. She's protective. She's opportunistic. That's my mother. Who wants 50 grand because I didn't disclose my net worth? We went back and forth for another 10 minutes before she finally said, look, can we just meet up? In person? Talk about this like adults? Will your mom be there with an invoice? Stop. Will your sister be there to call me a dick with a k? Stop. Will Tia Rosa be there to guilt me about your best years? She hung up, but here's where it gets really interesting. The next day, I get a LinkedIn notification. Someone's viewing my profile. It's a paralegal from a law firm I've never heard of. Then another view from a junior attorney at the same firm. Then Monday morning, I get an email from the law firm on behalf of their client, Ms. Veronica Rodriguez, seeking amicable resolution regarding financial misrepresentation in an intimate relationship. They weren't asking for $50K anymore. They were asking for $500K, $500,000, for 3 years of lost opportunity, emotional distress, and detrimental reliance on fraudulent representations. I forwarded it to my lawyer with one word, thoughts. He called me 30 seconds later laughing so hard he could barely speak. Oh my God, he wheezed. Please tell me you're going to let me respond to this. Please, I'm begging you. Go wild, Stuart. Christmas came early this year. Final update. Well, Reddit, we've reached the end of this ridiculous journey. Grab a drink, because this finale is something else. So my lawyer Stuart responded to their letter with what can only be described as legal poetry. He pointed out that 1. No financial promises were made. 2. No cohabitation occurred, the rental didn't count. 3. No common law marriage exists in our state. 4. Detrimental reliance requires actual financial detriment. 5. Choosing not to disclose wealth isn't fraud. Also, here's 3 years of Venmo receipts showing she paid for exactly 43% of our dates, so if anything, she owes me money. He ended with offering to settle for them, dropping everything and paying my legal fees. Their lawyer fired back saying emotional damage doesn't require financial loss. Stuart responded with case law. They sent more demands. Stuart sent more case law. It was like watching a legal tennis match where one player showed up with a pool noodle. Meanwhile, Veronica kept texting. Not about the lawsuit, her family was apparently handling that. She wanted to talk about us. Can't we work this out? I miss you. The lawsuit wasn't my idea. My mom made me do it. Hello? I know you're reading these. I didn't respond, but I did read them. Then, 2 weeks ago, I get a call from building security at the Meridian. Someone's in the lobby claiming to be my girlfriend, demanding to be let up. I came down to find Veronica in what I can only describe as her rich girlfriend cosplay. Designer bag, fake, I could tell. Tight dress, full makeup. She looked like she was auditioning for Real Housewives. We need to talk, she said. Your lawyer says I shouldn't talk to you. Forget the lawyers. This is about us. There is no us. She grabbed my arm. Connor, please, I know I messed up, but we were good together. Were we though? Yes. Remember our trip to the cabin? Movie nights, cooking together? You mean the cabin I secretly own? The movies we watched on my 75-inch TV that I told you I got on sale but actually cost $8K? The cooking we did in my kitchen with appliances worth more than your car? Her face fell. Everything was a lie? No more than your enthusiasm in the bedroom. A couple walking by definitely heard that. The woman snorted. I'm dropping the lawsuit, she said quietly. Cool. That's it? Cool? What do you want me to say, Vi? I want you to say you miss me too. I want you to say we can work through this. We can't. Because of the money? Because of the lying. Both of us, we spent 3 years performing for each other instead of being real. She started crying again. Not the ugly kind this time. The pretty kind. Made me wonder if that was fake too. I really did love you, she whispered. I know. Did you love me? I loved who I thought you were. You probably loved who you thought I was. We stood there for a moment, security guard pretending not to watch. For what it's worth, she said finally, you weren't bad. In bed, I mean. I just have issues. For what it's worth, I replied. You would have liked the real apartment. The shower has 6 heads. She laughed, then caught herself. This is really it? This is really it. She nodded, squared her shoulders and walked out. Haven't heard from her since. The lawsuit was officially withdrawn last week. Stuart was devastated. He prepared a brutal response. So what did I learn? Honestly, that keeping secrets in a relationship is like building a house on quicksand. Eventually, everything sinks. Would things have been different if I'd been honest from the start? Maybe. Would she have dated me for the right reasons? Who knows? What I do know is that I've started seeing someone new. Told her about the money on date 3. She said, cool, you're paying for dinner then? We split the check anyway. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just letting people deal with the consequences of their own choices. Veronica wanted a performance, she got 3 years of it. Her family wanted money, they got legal fees instead. Me? I got a really good story and a reminder that honesty might be inconvenient, but it's a hell of a lot less exhausting than the alternative. Thanks for following along. Reddit. Remember, if someone tells you they need to fake it, believe them the first time, and maybe check if your Honda driving boyfriend actually owns the dealership. Kidding, I don't own a dealership, that would be excessive.